Yeah, so don't know. We'll see. But it is Wednesday. We are here. God is good. God is great. So what? Today will be as well. We ain't going back and forth with nobody about that. Okay? Because we done made it out the house. Yeah, we done made it into the day. God has already given us what we need. We have tapped into our Creator. We have gotten the extra oomph that we need. On top of it being midweek, baby, find you somebody to play with, because today is going to be good. Today is going to be great. Yes. Yes, 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 and yes again. We made it, y'all. Yes, we did. God has done it again. God has done it again. I'm grateful. I am thankful for life, health, strength, and the ability to be. The ability to just be. Whatever it is that, God has predestined for me. Yeah. Yeah. And when you go into your day today, go with the inner knowing that God is right there with you. Go with the inner knowing that God is all around you. So irregardless of what it may look like, irregardless of how things may appear to be, God is right there. And the less of the feeling that you may have that God is there, God is right there with you, it only comes from the lack of acknowledgement. It comes from the lack of accountability. Y'all see Sparkle? We ain't seen her in a minute. I had to readjust my mount. Yeah, I'm going back to Burlington. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yes, the more you acknowledge God, the more you are accountable for your present moment, where you are truly and solely removing the pointing of the fingers, removing the doings of others, and sitting in your truth solely based upon your actions. God is not going to move off of you being in a place of this person did, that person did, I trusted this and I trusted that. No, baby, God wants each and every one of us to come into full, complete, and total accountability of whatever is or may not be going on in our lives right now at this moment. That's you got to show up in your truth. You got to show up with whatever it was within you that caused you to listen to the lie. You have to deal with whatever it was that put you in a position to be okay with things that you should not have been okay with. We have to remove the finger pointing. We have to remove it. We have to remove it. We have to remove it, because it is you. It is me that wants and desires to fully and totally come into our higher selves. So if you are trying to come into your higher self, you can't point the finger. I'm talking to those that are truly, solely, and wholeheartedly desiring to become what God predestined you to be. your higher self. And it's not something that happens overnight, because you have to live. You have to live through lessons. You have to live through situations. You have to live through things that will later become a test. To live through things that will later bring you into the fullness of who you are. Yeah, and even in God's knowing, even in God's seeing, God is not zapping us into anything. We have to be able to know. We have to be able to see. And until that happens, God cannot approve your upgrade. Yeah, a lot of times we talk about upgrades on cars, upgrades on phones, upgrades on different devices, upgrades on homes, you know, but God is desiring that we position ourselves to be able to upgrade when the time comes, because it's God. God has so much to give. God has so much to give. You cannot just get it all at one time. Anybody that feel like they know everything when it comes to God, they'll lie. They'll lie. And everything that there is to know about God, you will not find it in books. You know, God created us with a inner knowing. God said, those that hear my voice, those that hear me, for real, those are the ones that are mine. You know, and even with God creating each and every one of us, because yeah, don't get it twisted. God created you, God created her, God created him, God created them. God created each and every one of us, but God did not force his way upon us, okay? You have to choose to do. You have to choose to be. You have to choose. Like, if you have just solely decided to be the vessel that God has placed here for others to be able to see what they don't want to look like and what they don't want to be, that's your choice. You don't have to be that, but that's your choice. I don't choose to do that. I don't choose to be that. I encourage you to go within and find your place. Find your truth. Find your truth and start there. You know, and God is right there. God is right there in the midst of your truth. Because why? God already sees. God already knows. So with this day, we go and we choose to be what we choose to be. Alright? I'm going to tell you to choose your higher self, but you live it. Your day. You are going into your day. You got to do what make you sleep good at night. I sleep good at night. You know, I sleep darn good every night. You know, even when I take naps, they be long. They be long. You know, you have to live a life to where your conscience is able to be at peace. A lot of people are not at peace. A lot of people are not at peace. You know, and don't get caught up in the goings and comings of others until you have not found your peace, your true happiness. Alright? Alright. I love y'all. I do. We're going to go into this day like we know who we are. We're going to go into this day like God gave it to us for a reason. Okay? Okay. Don't play with nobody. Yeah. Don't play with nobody. And don't let nobody play with you. Much love. BJ.